All right, so this video is going to cover the sentence capitalizer and word counter string programs. So let's read this first one. It says, write a method that accepts a string object as an argument and returns a copy of the string with the first character of each sentence capitalized. For instance, if the argument is, hello, my name is Joe, what is your name? The method should return the string hello with an uppercase H, uppercase M for my name is Joe, what is your name? And the W is uppercase. Demonstrate the method in a program that asks the user to input a string and then passes it to the method. The method string should be displayed on the screen. All right, so let's see here. So we're going to have a string sentence equals hello, my name is Joe. What is your name? All right. So one thing to look at, actually that has two right there. One thing to look at is that sentence let's see here, the length of the sentence. Let me see here. We're going to need the length of the sentence. Either way, length sentence is going to be 40, right? Because 0 through 9 is 10, 20, 30, it's 40, 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, right? Okay, so if I print that, it should say print. Let's see what happens. It should be 41. 41, right? Okay, so there's 41 characters in this, so just something to think about here. You always want to know the length of your string when you're working with strings, all right? So we'll define our sentence capitalizer, and we'll pass in the sentence. Okay, so we want to turn all of these. So I am going to create I'm going to say I is equal to 1, okay? So the first one we want to do is always going to be in position 0, okay? And then all of these, you don't know where the sentence is going to be. The only way you can tell is if there's a period and then a space. And that's where a new sentence would start, okay? And there's 1, 2, 3 sentences here. The reason I put 1 down here is because well, we're going to have to do an if statement. So if, let me think here, the length of our sentence, if it's greater than 0, meaning that there's, it's not a blank space, then we're going to assign our sentence to is equal to sentence starting at 0 through I, but not including I, so this is only position 0, okay? Dot upper is going to uppercase that first letter, and then we add the sentence at position I to the end, okay? So what it's going to do is it will this part right here strips off the whole H, and it's just that, it uppercases it, and then we add in everything back in here, okay? And we add that all back in, that's our new sentence. So after this right here, if I print it, okay, whoops, I need to call it. I'm gonna get rid of that. And I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna print the original sentence, and then I'm gonna print sentence capitalizer and pass in the sentence. And I need to spell stuff right. Wow, I spelled that really bad. Sentence capitalizer, and I pass in. Okay, cool. So let me get rid of this. And this is going to return our sentence. Okay, so that will return that back into here. So if I run this now, it should give me, so this is the original one, and now I've got my uppercase H, okay? Okay, so next thing we got to do, now we got to figure out a, an algorithm that can get through and uppercase the rest of them, okay? So this just uppercases, okay. All right, so now we need to figure out how to find where this position is, okay? So I'm going to say I is going to be equal to the sentence dot index. We're going to find where the index position is, where it starts, dot space, okay? So it finds the position where dot space exists, okay? So if it finds it, because think about it, you could just have the word hello and it doesn't find it. So while, if this doesn't get found, it returns a -1. So while not I equals to -1, so yeah, -1. So while it finds it and it's not -1, then it's going to get in this while loop. Then we do I equals I plus 1, okay? So that will give us the blank space, and then we can do let me think here. So then we do, so that will give us the blank space, and so then we can say while I is less than the length of our sentence, and our sentence at position I is equal to blank, okay? Then we're going to add one more to I equals I plus 1. So this gives us our blank space, and this gives us our character that must be uppercased, okay? So all that does is add 1 to it. Okay. And maybe we should do just an if there. I mean, it doesn't really matter because when we add 1 to it, it's not going to be a blank, but sentence is going to be equal to the sentence starting at 0 through I. So that's going to give us right here, hello, period, space. All right. And then we do plus sentence at I through I plus 1. So it's going to start at my I through I plus 1. So that's going to give us the M right here and the Y. And remember, it's always, this is really only includes the M here. So it's really, I know it's kind of weird. It's position 8. So really what would pop up here would be 7 colon 8. But since it doesn't include 8, it just is the M. So then we do dot upper plus sentence. And then so we need to do the rest of them at I plus 1. So I plus 1 would give us 8. And then we do the slice to the very end. Okay. And so then I'm gonna, say so if I was gonna write this out on the entire screen, I'm gonna say 1 period uppercasing each character. Actually, this is going to be the slice of string from 0 to the blank space. 2 is going to be the letter to uppercase. And 3 is going to be the letter after uppercase to end. Okay. Now what do we got to do? Now we got to do, so that would have found, you know, this one right here, but now we got to go to the next one. So we got to see if that exists. Now we're going to reset I. We'll say I is equal to the sentence dot find. We're going to try to find another dot that starting at position I. So we're not going to start from the beginning. We're not going to start from the beginning. We'll start right here where I is 7, right? And then so we can go to here and find this, and that will give us what? 9, 10. So that'd be 21 right there. So position 21, it would find it, and then it would do it again. So let's see if this works. Run. Hello, my name is what? Okay, so cool. So then, I mean, really what we can do here, it's kind of nice too. We can do print. And you can see each case working. So that was the original. That's this one right here. And then we got hello with the capital uppercase, because we did it here. And then we did this first one, my name is Joe, what is your name? And then we run through it again, hello, my name is Joe, what is your name? And so that's done really, and then we call it again right here. So that's the 4th time it prints, but you can see it running a couple different times. So anyway, with slices and strings, you really need to know what index position you're in, and these aren't the easiest algorithms to go through, so you probably want to practice this a bit. Okay, so let's do the next one. Write a method that accepts a string object as an argument and returns the number of words it contains. For instance, if the argument is 4 years ago, the method should return the number 6. Alright, let's create a sentence 2. Word counter. So we'll do define word counter, and we'll pass in the sentence. And then we'll return the count. And we'll start off with the count being equal to 0. Okay, so 7 years ago. So we can say print word count for word count sentence for the original sentence, and this is sentence 2, so we'll do that as well, just so that we know it works. Give it a couple different tests. Okay, so let's think here. Alright, so I'm going to do another I equals 0. And if, for the very first one, if the length is what? If length of our sentence is greater than 0, meaning there's at least 1 in it, we'll say count equals count plus 1. That gives us our first one. One thing to notice when you're doing this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 words in here, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blanks. Hello, my name is Joe. What is your name? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 words, and there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 blanks. There's always one less blank than there are words. So that gives us our first one right there, and then we can write our algorithm. So all we want to do here is just say I equals sentence. We find the index of it, where the blank spot is, the next blank spot. So, you know, in our first sentence, it's going to be at position 6. So I would be 6 right there. And then all we do is just while not I equals -1, meaning it finds it, because it might not find it if it doesn't. And that gets us in, it would be 6 right here. So you would say I equals I plus 1. That means that there's going to be at least 2 words here, and then it will go 3, 4, 5, and all of them. Then we do what? Count equals count plus 1. This actually gets us to the I'm sorry about that. Let me write this down as a tab it. Okay, fine, don't tab it. This adds 1 to start, at the word after the blank. And I'm going to write this down. There is, and this is what I already said, there's always one more word than blanks. So this adds the next word. Okay. And then all we do is say I equals sentence dot find. And then we just want to find the blank space starting at position I. So this would be starting at position, what, 6? 6, and then it's going to go, you know, down here and find the next blank right there. Position 9, and then it will just keep doing it and running the algorithm. So this finds the next blank at the current start of the new word. So let's run this and see how it goes. What was the error there? Invalid syntax. Okay. Just need that, I think. Oh, I called it word counter. Okay, ER, that's fine. Oops. This needs to be index at index blank. So there were 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Yeah, this looks good. So anyway, I mean, definitely you got to kind of think through and think of an algorithm. Now, the big things are you got to be able to find where the index has its blank places or whatever you're looking for, and then you got to be able to always make sure you understand what index position you're in right here, and then run your algorithm over and over again until so you'd find, if it does at the very end, it's not going to find it, it's going to return -1, and then it's going to be done. It'll return your count. But so again, the hardest thing is thinking through the algorithm on this, but probably need some practice with these. So these 2 programs are done.